Nice of you to drop in.
Hello people, I am the Real Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the new Superman Truth event. If you don't know what that is, that's the newest Superman storyline that's spanning across all the books that include Superman. So that, well, minus Justice League. So that's Superman, Action Comics, Batman Superman, and Superman Wonder Woman. All those books are playing a part in the Truth event. And the Truth event is where Superman lost his powers and he's having to deal with that, and his identity was outed by Lois Lane, so he's having to deal with all that stuff at once. That being said, the two parts that we have so far are Action Comics issue 41 and the newest issue of Batman Superman. I don't remember the exact issue number, but anyway, spoilers for those issues. If you have not read them and you're worried about spoilers, leave now, because I will be going in depth with them. Without further ado, let's talk about it. Starting off with Action Comics issue 41. Now, I did not expect to hate this book because it's coming from Greg Pak and Aaron Kuder, who I have loved their run on Action Comics. Greg Pak has done great, and he even made me care about storylines that I did not care about at all. I thought were terrible, like Superman Doomed. I did not care for that storyline at all. All the other tie-ins with Superman Doomed I thought were terrible, but Action Comics tie-ins with Superman Doomed were good because Greg Pak pulled me in. He made me actually like it. I don't know how he did, though, because the other tie-ins were bad, but he did because he's a good writer, and that just goes to show how good of a writer he is. So in this, I was like, okay, I'm optimistic, because it's not Greg Pak's fault that Superman's like he is now. Obviously, DC's like, hey, we should do this with Superman, so they throw it to the writers, and it's like, okay, now you write an interesting story with this, and that's what Greg Pak's trying to do. He also wrote Batman Superman, the newest issue as well. But anyways, in Action Comics, the art is alright. I love Aaron Kuder's art normally, but in this, he somewhat changed Superman, it seems. Like, I don't mean like his new design, but I mean he seems bigger. He seems more like this gigantic, swollen dude, and I just don't like that look for him. But speaking of Superman's new design, I don't like it either. I don't get why he has to be in a t-shirt and jeans. Well, I do get why, but I think it's stupid. It's because now Superman can feel things. He's not all powerful, so we gotta put him in human clothing as well. Because, you know, ooh, even Batman, who's a human superhero, doesn't wear human clothing. But Superman, we have to make a statement, so we'll put him in human clothing. I was like, there's no need to do that, okay? You just don't have to. I like the throwback t-shirt to the 40s cartoon. I liked seeing that. The buzz cut does not work for Superman. I think it's stupid. It makes him look like a D-bag, and I hate it. Just don't know. The hair is so stupid. I really hate the hair. It makes him look like one of those big frat guys. That's what he looks like to me, and that's not Superman. But let's talk about the rest of the book and not just the way Superman looks. So what's going on is what I said earlier. Superman has lost his powers. Well, they're at a very low level, like when he first appeared, when he was able to leap over small buildings with a single bound, or he could, you know, stop a locomotive. He's bulletproof and stuff like that. He's sort of back at that level of power, and his identity's been outed by Lois Lane. So he's dealing with all that right now. And what comes with that is we see when Superman, you know, was outed in Metropolis as being Clark Kent, everyone that had a problem with him came after him. So people that were mad about property damage, you know, companies like, hey, you sent a guy through our building, we're going to sue you for that because you never paid up. The people who are like, hey, Superman, you didn't save my brother when this person attacked. I'm mad at you. I'm going to go complain about it. All this different stuff, and everyone's converging on him, just like, yeah, we know he's Clark Kent now. We can know where to find him. They all went after him, and the police are like, yeah, he did a lot of stuff that wasn't exactly legal, so we're going to go after him too. And so he just left Metropolis. He's like, I'm done with all this. And so we see that Superman is not in the Fortress of Solitude or Metropolis, because earlier in that preview that we got, that like 10-page preview for Action Comics, where it's like, hey, Superman got kicked out of the Fortress of Solitude because of things like, hey, you're not Superman. And so he's just around on the road buying clothes, buys a motorcycle for himself, having to deal with people problems. Like, he gets mad at the fact he's cold. And the thing that I have a problem with this is it seems like Superman has just fallen so far from how he used to be, as in character-wise, not like, you know, powers or look or anything, but character-wise. Like, for instance, his vocabulary has changed where he uses hell and damn a lot more than he used to. Before, those words were reserved for big occasions, like, say, Darkseid, or the world was falling apart. But now it's like, oh, Superman's cold, you know, he's got to complain about that. It's like, I don't care. Superman, you're Superman. You've dealt with it. Pre-New 52 Superman dealt with this stuff all the time. He went through a lot of crap. He lost his powers a lot, but he never resorted to this. Granted, he didn't, his secret identity wasn't outed at the same time he lost his powers, but still, I don't like the fact that they're like, hey, Superman can't deal with this, but we're gonna, spin it as, oh, he's human now. Ooh, even though before he's been said to be more human than anyone else in the Justice League. But now they feel like, hey, we gotta show you he's human. We'll put him in human clothes. We'll make him cuss. We'll say how he's mad about the fact that he's cold. And that'll make him relate to you guys. And people have been eating it up too. I see a lot of people like, hey, I'm interested in Superman again. It's like, you never read the good Superman stories. There are a lot of people that are saying like, I'm interested in Superman again. I didn't like that Pre-New 52 Invincible Superman. It's like, read Jeff Johns' Pre-New 52 run, please, and you will change your tune if you read it with an open mind. But anyways, the rest of this issue, Superman goes to Metropolis, and when he goes there, he meets up with Jimmy Olsen, one of the few people that doesn't hate him in Metropolis, and he takes him to the block where Superman used to live, his apartment area, and these people have gathered and they're like, hey, we love Superman. Superman was here in this apartment building guarding us the whole time. We sort of had our own guardian angel. That's awesome. And so they love that. And it's cool. We see all these people who love Superman. And then we see a monster comes to Metropolis. Superman starts fighting it. And it turns out that monster was a distraction. So Superman would be distracted while these people at Superman's apartment building would be attacked by the police. Because the police are like, hey, we need to clear these people out. Because we're trying to show them that Superman's a bad guy, not a good guy. They shouldn't be praising him. And so they're going to take out that block. Just clear it out, like burn it to ground or whatever they end up doing while Superman's fighting this monster. Now, believe it or not, I did enjoy this book. It was good. It was solid. It's Greg Pak. I knew it was going to be good, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't great or amazing or a must-read, but I liked it, and I would have liked it a lot more if it was an Elseworld story. That's how I'd put it. This would make a great Elseworld story, but sadly, it's not. And therefore, it's like, this is canon. This is Prime Superman. Why is all this stuff going on? Why not have another Elseworld story with a Superman like this? That would be interesting to me, but instead, like, nope, we'll take the normal Prime Earth Superman and put him through all this. Like, nah. Even so, even Prime Superman, if they wouldn't have outed his identity, I would have been fine with this new change for Superman. This book, I still would have had the same exact opinions, because him having his identity outed or not, the way he was portrayed in this book wouldn't have changed, but the story of the overall truth event would have, and I just wish his identity wouldn't have been outed. I think that's stupid. I don't like that. But anyways, again, Action Comics 41 I did enjoy. Now on to Batman Superman. Now this, obviously, I will not spend 8 minutes talking about like I just did Action Comics. Now this book is basically Superman going to Gotham, trying to talk to Bruce about everything that's going on because he's Batman, he knows everything, but then he talks to Alfred, and in-game spoilers, if you have not read Batman Endgame, leave now. Anyways, I'm getting into it now. So Alfred tells Superman about how Bruce died, and so Superman's like, that sucks, gotta go now. And he thinks that Alfred quite possibly is lying. He thinks that Bruce is probably still alive, not 100% sure though. Anyways, he comes to the conclusion that he needs to fight the new Bat Bunny, who, spoilers for Batman issue 41 if you haven't read that, anyways, is Commissioner Gordon, but he doesn't know that. So at the end of the issue, it ends with Superman having to go and fight Commissioner Gordon. He's like, goodbye Bruce, hello Batman. Also during this issue, there's a very weird conversation between him and Lois, and it was just out of place and stupid. And yeah, I didn't like it. Also, I haven't really liked Lois in the New 52 at all. Very little moments where I've liked Lois, especially her revealing Clark's identity, I thought was stupid, and this conversation was just terrible and awkward and stupid. There was no need for it. The art in this book was alright. I personally loved this guy's art in the last story arc, but in this issue, it felt a little all over the place. Like, sometimes it was really good, other times it was like, not so great. But yeah, Batman Superman, I would not really suggest you don't pick that up, really. It's not worth the money, I'd say. But Action Comics 41 is, obviously these books are already out though, so if you haven't bought them, I'd say Action Comics 41 is worth it, but it's nothing you have to get. Batman Superman, I would say, is not worth it. Like, you don't really need to read it. It's nothing special and not a whole lot happens. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Truth event so far. Please let me know yours in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.
Sorry for the wait, I've been working hella hard. Time spent with friends is now time spent writing bars. So I lock myself away until I'm sad and just like yay, I'm shutting off, and so I'm dancing.